I'm going to finish off just telling you how the WHO worked against the public health and tried to smear the name of chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine so that effective drugs would not be used early for COVID. Next slide is number 16. The WHO's Solidarity trial was designed to look at repurposed drugs for COVID. It was initiated in March of 2020 and originally wasn't going to look at chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine, but so many countries asked for these drugs to be added. It did add a hydroxychloroquine arm, which the drug was trialed in, the trial was conducted at that. This trial is ongoing as it keeps testing more drugs. But at the time hydroxychloroquine was done, they were in 30 countries and 405 hospitals. 954 subjects were randomized to receive hydroxychloroquine, and about another 900 were randomized to receive placebo. And the death rate is about 20%. Placebo group who got nothing, who got standard of care, which was, as you know, Tylenol in those days. Why was this? And the reason was that a very, very high dose, a known toxic dose, was used in this WHO trial, deliberately used. It had never been used. No diagnosis has ever had this amount of chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine recommended therapeutically for it. And furthermore, there had been a high dose trial of chloroquine in Brazil. It had been published online in JAMA in early April because 39% of the high dose subjects had died. Despite this, the WHO continued to overdose subjects with hydroxychloroquine until June. I actually had contacted them and told them if they had not informed the subjects that they were giving them a potentially lethal dose, known to be potentially lethal, because the WHO itself had hired a consultant back 40 years ago to look at what the lethal dose was of chloroquine and found that it was about 2,400 milligrams. That was a hydroxychloroquine dose, but the two drugs are almost identical. So at that point, the WHO did stop the trial after they'd managed to kill about 100 patients. Next slide. That wasn't the only thing the WHO did to try to stop the use of hydroxychloroquine. After a completely fabricated article was published in The Lancet, within 3 days after, and it was published on a Friday. So by Monday, the WHO had halted its trial, told people around the world to halt their trials of chloroquine drugs, and told the Ministry of Health of Indonesia, as well as Indonesia's organization of pulmonologists, that they needed to stop using the drug. So WHO was deeply involved in suppressing the use of the most helpful drug at that time. This was before many people knew about ivermectin. And I hope this information helps you and all of us in our fight to suppress and defund the WHO and maintain our nation's sovereignties. Thank you very much.